Hey Sean, how you doing?
I'm pretty shitty.
Pretty shitty?
Yes, sir. I expressly told that woman that I didn't want to talk to Officer Hahn, that I had been trying to bring charges against him. I've been trying to bring charges against him for well over a year, that's for sure.
Okay.
I can't take care of myself, sir, because of the things that those guys did. Their negligence resulted in Natalie Bollinger being shot in the head. There is a dead body as a result of the sheriff and Cody Selhorst and Jordan Anderson and Jared Hahn not doing their jobs.
Okay.
Jared Hahn and Cody Selhorst and Sheriff Scott DaCosta have been heavily involved in doing everything in their power to make sure that none of this evidence comes to light. The fact is that Jordan Anderson was involved beforehand and told me I needed to just man up when I brought this situation to his attention. I need to be able to stop the abuse. Many of the people who are witnesses are too afraid to come forward because they don't want to be retaliated against the way that I have.
Okay.
And that includes Laura Nelson down at Nettie's Treasures. That includes Brenda Dickinson right across the street.
Okay.
And I am very pissed off at the Dickinsons, and I am very pissed off at Laura Nelson for not having the balls to stand up to these fucking pigs.
Okay.
Now, I try to treat each one of you individually as a person until you show me otherwise. The fact is, I would have loved to talk to you the last time that you were here, but Jared Hahn was here.
Okay.
Now, I am recording this for a reason. I record all of my police interactions that I possibly can for a reason. It's because it keeps you guys from doing the things that they did when I didn't have a camera to roll on them.
Okay.
Now there's Molly Smith. She's a witness to the fact that I have gone in multiple times to try to speak to the police.
Okay.
Now Jared Hahn, I need to be able to file a report against him, but the problem is that I have severe PTSD from what I've gone through. I mean, I shut down. I can't function.
Okay.
I have problems with sensory overload when I am severely stressed, and I have been severely stressed since the year before Natalie died.
Okay.
I have been threatened, assaulted, incarcerated, injected with drugs at the fucking nuthatches repeatedly because the harassment and bullying got to the point that I was fucking suicidal over it. And instead of doing something about the harassment and bullying, these officers take advantage of the fact that that gives them an out. That gives them a way to hide the fact that they didn't do their jobs by shipping me to a different jurisdiction. I'm tired of being drugged.
Okay.
I'm tired of being threatened. I am tired of people getting a hold of me on my personal phone that I can't go to the police and say, hey, these people are threatening me.
Okay.
The last time that we talked, I let you know that I want to make these reports. I want to be able to do that. I called your station, the dispatch, just a few days ago to try to get either you or Deputy Fisher to come down. And the fact is that that was the day after you and I spoke out here.
Okay.
And no officer got back to me about it. I mean, when I was threatened by, God, I don't even remember his name now. That guy who lives across the street from Jeff Baldridge, when I was threatened by him, like, I needed to be able to make a report about that. When I was threatened by Derek Jepson, I need to make a report about that. I have been repeatedly threatened on multiple occasions in this town. What's that dude's name? There's another one that threatened me, and I brought it to the attention of Cody Selhorst, and Cody Selhorst didn't bring charges against him, didn't nothing.
Okay.
And that stuff needs to stop happening. Just because I'm disabled doesn't mean that I'm not telling the truth. I have hundreds of phone calls that I recorded with people who are witnesses to what's been going on since before and after Natalie's death, and no officer will take a look at it. They outright repeatedly refused to take a look at it, threatened and intimidated my witnesses. That needs to not happen. Now, because I am overwhelmed and because I don't have a safe place where I can sit and work on it, because the shit that I'm having to deal with, it interrupts people's lives. It disrupts their lives. I can't talk about rape and murder and shit like that and all of the abuse that I've gone through. And I have a whole bunch of evidence that I need to be able to show. But I need an advocate to be there with me in order to make sure that you guys do your jobs.
Okay.
And I don't have the ability to get an advocate. I can't take care of myself. I am overwhelmed by this and I shut down. I have crippling panic attacks from what's been going on. And instead of treating me like I'm schizophrenic, you guys needed to talk to the witnesses. And Jared Hahn did not do that. He was too busy trying to cover up the fact that him and Cody Selhorse and Jared Hahn, or Jordan Anderson, did a lot of fucked up shit because they didn't want to do their jobs.
Okay.
I mean, this is real police work. When disabled people are being abused, and especially after what happened to Natalie Bollinger, you can type her name up on the internet and see a whole bunch of slander about me. I have a YouTube channel that is dedicated to trying to get justice for Natalie and for myself, because we were both victims of ungodly abuse in the state of Colorado. I mean, she was raped by her own fucking father, for Christ's sake. And she was on heroin, which isn't my fault. I have been repeatedly threatened, harassed, intimidated, and assaulted, not just by the general public, because of this was all over the news, sir. Natalie Bollinger's death was all over the news, and that prevented me from being able to speak to my loved ones, from being able to see my loved ones. And it started a whole year before that because of slander by Natalie Bollinger and her family in Chesapeake, Virginia. And it followed me here, and it followed me to Boulder.
Okay.
And people say, you know, you just need to walk away. I did walk away. I drove 1,700 miles away from Chesapeake, Virginia to walk away, only to be assaulted repeatedly in Boulder, Colorado, to be blown off by people and treated like I'm mentally ill. I'm mentally disabled because of what happened to me. This is traumatizing.
So right now I don't have a whole lot of background. Would you mind filling out some voluntary forms?
I would love to.
Okay. What I'm going to have you do is just fill out everything that's going on. I'm going to give you the front form and then a bunch of copies. You just continue on the back of them. And then your witnesses and, you know, names, and if you have a number or an address, put that on there too. So I can go talk to them, and we just get everything together on some forms. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Do you have those forms with you?
Yep, they're in my car. I'll be right back with you.
There's multiple situations that I need to report on. Can I get a few of the front forms? And I'm probably going to need at least 20 or 30 of the back forms.
Okay. I only have one copy of the front form, but I have a bunch of the follow-on forms, and you just put them on there, and then I'll just, as I go through, just kind of like put a 1 or 2 next to them for each incident.
Yes, sir. I'll write down the names of the YouTube videos that have conversations with witnesses as well.
Okay. I'll be right back with you.
I was bullied to the point that I was suicidal, and they took advantage of that by locking me up in Scotts Bluff and injecting me with drugs. I mean, I'm not trying to kill myself, I'm trying to get help. Every time that I went in, I was trying to get help.
Yeah.
There's a woman with Region 1. There's 2 of them that work with Region 1. One of them, her name is Tamara, and I don't know her last name. She was able to help, but she was aware of autism and knew how to deal with me. And these officers have taken advantage of my disabilities in order to cover up their own wrongdoing.
Okay. Were you diagnosed with autism?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, Sean, so I got the front form here. Just date, time, who you are, how old you are, where you live at. Give the statement. You can just leave this blank, or you can put my name in there. Okay, you
Yes,
have my
sir.
card still?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then just number of pages down here. This is just when you're total done. So I have the front page, and then there's a few of the back pages in here. They might be stuck together. It's a little cold. If you run out of these, do you have just regular notebook paper?
Yes, sir. I was told that regular notebook paper wouldn't work, but I have hundreds of things that I've written on regular notebook paper.
Okay.
Hundreds of pieces of paper about the instances that I have gone through as a result of this.
If you just continue off of these, If you have regular notebook paper, just put it on there and just attach it to it, okay?
Yes, sir.
I understand. Yeah, it's one of those things, like, we try not to use regular notebook paper, but obviously I don't have a bunch of paper for you, so if you just want to continue on to those.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
When I was in the jails, I had to have other inmates sneak me voluntary those in the jail because the officers in there were doing such messed up stuff to me.
I got that for you.
Yes, sir. I mean, this has been nationwide.
Okay.
I was assaulted by an officer named Waylon Lolatai over this situation, and when you have assault against a police officer on your record, officers don't treat you like a human being anymore. I have lost literally everything in my life over this. I lost all of my friends. I lost my housing. I lost my disability income. I lost all of my tools. I lost my vehicle. I mean, for trying to turn in police for not doing their jobs. Natalie Bollinger should not be dead.
Mm-hmm.
I should not have been abused over what happened to her. I need a safe environment,
I know
sir.
you do. Have you tried Health and Human Services, see if they can provide anything for you?
Sir, I've called everyone. I need someone to be there with me to make
Okay.
those phone calls. Somebody who is not going to abuse me. Someone that I don't have to be afraid is going to lock me up for trying to turn them in.
No, I get it.
There's a lady named Molly Smith, and she tried to go in with me to do that once, and it didn't work out. And there was another woman named Jen Beebe. I'm trying to get her to call me back because she's been involved in several of the instances with police and the jails. I mean, they shipped me out of Dual County to Scotts Bluff to prevent me from filing a report against them. That was Deputy Hahn and Sheriff Scott DeCosta, sir. I can't do the internet stuff to try to do all that. People keep telling me to do it, and I keep trying, but it doesn't work.
Yeah.
I'm too computer inept. The only reason I have a YouTube channel is because someone helped me set it up. The only reason I have a Facebook is because somebody helped me set it up.
Okay. Well, Sean, I'm gonna have you fill these out. Okay.
Yes,
Once
sir.
you're done, you get everything collected for me. Just go ahead, call back dispatch. I'll come out and I'll get them. Okay. While you're doing this, I'm gonna try to find some numbers for you to call through HHS and see what services they can get for you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
What I need you to do is I need you to stay calm on the phone with them. Okay. Just kind of normal tone voice. I know it might be frustrating with you. They might.
Sir, it was easy at first. At first, I was talking calmly to everybody,
Yeah.
but I've been through 3 years of
I
abuse.
know.
I'm overwhelmed, sir. I'm trying
I
my
get it.
best.
But I'm here to help you, and hopefully we can restart and go from there. Okay.
Yes, sir. You know, I need to press charges against those officers, and I didn't want to. I mean, they could just admit that they just didn't understand
Okay.
and then start off fresh, but they didn't. Instead, they tried to hide the fact that they screwed up, and that is not okay. Many of my witnesses have been intimidated into not coming forward.
Okay.
They're too scared to because they don't want to get in trouble. I was targeted by many people. Sir, you can look up my name on the internet. You'll see the slander. You won't see my side of the story. I mean, I literally... I can't handle all of this, sir. I need a safe environment to even fill out the reports, and I'm going to do my best.
Okay.
When I
Are you
go
safe
in there, I am safe. I mean, as far as he's not going to hurt me or anything like that, but there's also, like, his interests in TV shows and stuff like that. Because of everything that I've been through, like, he watches shows about the kind of stuff that I've been through, and it huts me down.
Okay. Okay. Do you have a separate room in there that you can go to?
I do, but it's really cold. The former owners were meth heads, and they sold the heater and fireplace.
Got it. Okay.
So we have one room to work in, and that's where a lot of my issues have come from. I have to go upstairs to work on this. I have thousands of screenshots, thousands of videos, hundreds of videos with witnesses. I have thousands, literally thousands of pieces of paper, and there's more that I have to be able to get, but I can't go to the state of Colorado without being abused by my predators. Officers in Colorado, I tried to make them aware just like I tried to make the officers here aware of what was going on, but they used the term mentally ill as an excuse not to take a report from me, to blow me off and brush me off like I wasn't a human being. Molly Smith went in with me, and sir, there is just so much. I mean, I have probably 10 pages just on the situation that happened in 4th of July of 2018.
Okay. Alright, Sean, I'll give these to you. Okay.
Thank you, Deputy Holloway.
I'll just start working on those, okay?
Yes,
It's gonna be a
sir.
slow process, because obviously it sounds like you got a lot of stuff, okay?
Yes,
So
sir.
just get names and all that on there, and what your the complaints and all that on there, okay? Just continue kind of straight down. We'll get a nice long form for you.
Yes, sir. When I'm done with it, can I get copies of it?
Yep, I'll get you copies, okay?
Thank you, sir. It's gonna need to go to the FBI when it's all said and done.
Okay. And I'll see what I can do. Again, I can't promise anything, but I'm gonna do my best for you, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. I shake your hand.
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Stay warm, okay?